the problem you want to solve, and the software essentially builds itself.
Yeah.
It's called vibe coding,
Yeah, vibe coding.
and it is happening right this very second. But, for all that magic, there is this silent, sprawling graveyard of these brilliant, instantly built
It
apps.
really is. It's a huge graveyard.
And you have to wonder why. Because while the barrier to creating software has basically hit zero, the barrier to capturing human attention has, it's never been higher.
That is exactly the paradox we are living in today. I mean, the democratization of development means literally anyone can build a tool.
Anyone.
Right. But an app that's just sitting on a server without users, I mean, it's really just a very sophisticated, very lonely piece of digital architecture.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission for this deep dive is to figure out why so many of these newly minted AI-built apps are just flatlining right at launch.
Yeah, they're dead on arrival.
We are digging into a phenomenal source today. It's called Beyond the Build: Marketing Strategies for AI Apps. And the goal here is to strip away all the tech hype and look at the exact marketing strategies you need to actually get people to download, trust, and, genuinely use these tools.
Which is so needed right now.
It really is.
Yeah.
And we have to start with the concept of vibe coding itself. The source uses IBM's definition, which I love. It describes it as expressing intention in plain speech, while AI transforms that thinking into executable code.
It's wild to even think about.
It is. Like if you want a custom client portal, you literally just talk it into existence.
Yep.
You want a localized rewards platform for your retail brand. You just describe the vibe you're going for, and the AI handles all the syntax.
It gives anyone, literally anyone, the leverage of a senior developer. But, and this is a big but, there is a massive psychological trap hidden inside that process.
Well, especially for business owners, right?
Oh, absolutely. Think about the environment of vibe coding.
Yeah.
You are in this private, safe little sandbox. It's highly creative. You're in total control. And if a feature doesn't work,
You just tweak the prompt.
exactly. You tweak your prompt and the AI fixes it instantly. The machine doesn't judge you. There is zero rejection.
It's like this completely insulated feedback loop. You're just jamming with a language model.
Jamming with an LLM, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you launch, and marketing is the exact opposite of that safe sandbox.
It is brutal out there.
It's fiercely public, it is uncertain, it's vulnerable, and the market answers back in very, very blunt ways.
They are not polite.
No. They don't give you constructive feedback on your prompts. They just ignore your posts, scroll right past your ads, and leave your download counter sitting at zero.
And because the founder just spent, maybe 2 weeks pouring their soul into this private creative process, they take that silence incredibly personally.
And of course they do. They assume the product itself is flawed.
Right, like, oh, my app is bad.
Yes. So the immediate reaction is to retreat back to the safe space, back to the AI, to just build more features. But our source material makes this critical observation. The problem is rarely the code.
It's not the code.
No, the problem is they assumed the code would speak for itself, and they completely neglected to build a marketing system.
So, okay, the founder hits deploy, the app is live, and the natural human instinct is to grab a virtual megaphone and yell, "Hey, we launched! Look at this incredible thing I built."
The megaphone instinct, we see it all the time.
But the source explicitly warns that promotion without positioning just creates noise.
What's fascinating here is the fundamental translation error between the creator and the consumer. Positioning isn't about shouting that you exist.
No, nobody cares that you exist, right?
Exactly. It's answering one hyper-specific question: why does this app matter to this particular group of people?
Right.
Founders really struggle with this because they are blinded by the process. They just spent hours tweaking the AI to generate, a specific predictive algorithm.
So they want to talk about that algorithm.
Yeah. When they talk about the app, they speak in the language of features and architecture.
But customers couldn't care less about the architecture.
Yeah.
I mean, they're incredibly selfish with their time. They only care about outcomes. What's in it for me?
The source highlights this contrast beautifully. A founder-focused message sounds like, download our new AI-powered loyalty app.
Which just sounds like a chore.
Right, it's weak. It demands effort from the user to figure out what the actual value is. A strong outcome-focused message is, get more repeat customers without manually tracking loyalty rewards.
Oh, that's so much better.
Right.
It immediately identifies a nagging pain point and hands the user a pill to cure it.
Exactly.
I see that happening everywhere, but let me challenge that for just a second.
Sure, go for it.
If I just built something utilizing a bleeding-edge large language model, isn't the AI the hook? I mean, we're in a tech boom, People love early adoption. It seems kind of counterintuitive to hide the fact that I just vibe coded this amazing AI engine.
Okay, I hear you. And novelty works for early adopters in the tech space, sure. But if you are building a tool for, say, restaurant owners or franchise managers or freelance consultants,
Busy.
they are so busy. Novelty does not solve their daily headaches. Convenience does. And you also have to consider the sheer volume of competition out there right now.
Oh, it's overwhelming.
The text cites this data from 42 Matters, captured back in June 2026. As of that exact date, there were over 2.39 million apps on Google Play and 2.41 million on the Apple App Store.
Wow, so almost 5 million apps. The real estate on a smartphone is fiercely guarded territory.
You simply cannot afford the luxury of confusion. You can't rely on the AI buzzword because thousands of other founders are doing the exact same thing.
Everyone has AI now.
Right? You have to distill the value into a single sentence entirely in the customer's language. If they have to spend more than 3 seconds decoding what your app actually does for them,
They're gone.
they're already gone.
So, okay, you nail the positioning. You have that perfect outcome-focused sentence. But just pasting that sentence onto an App Store description is still relying on hope, you know? Hope that they stumble across it, hopes that they read it.
Hope is not a strategy.
Right. So how do you engineer a system that actively pulls a stranger in?
That is where you transition from a launch announcement to a launch funnel.
Yes, the funnel. I was reading through this section, and the best way I can conceptualize a launch announcement is that it's kind of like proposing marriage to someone because you both swiped right on a dating app.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Right. You are asking for a massive commitment, downloading software onto their personal, intimate device, all based on a single interaction.
It's too much, too fast.
Exactly. A launch funnel is the actual dating process. It's the sequence of small, low-stakes interactions that build trust over time until they implicitly trust you enough to let your app take up permanent residence on their home screen.
That is a much more accurate framework. Most founders just shout out the proposal and wonder why everyone runs away screaming.
Right.
A funnel engineers those micro commitments. We all know the basic mechanics of digital marketing, right? Landing pages, email captures, retargeting ads.
Sure, the usual suspects.
But the text emphasizes how critical these are for vibe-coded apps specifically. With AI-built tools, the underlying technology is invisible. You can't just list a bunch of technical specs.
The landing page has to visually prove the app works before they ever hit the App Store.
Precisely. The App Store is a highly restricted environment. You do not control the layout, the flow of information, or the narrative.
You're playing by Apple or Google's rules.
Exactly. But a dedicated landing page, that is your territory. You use short-form teaser videos to name the problem. You use the page to address FAQs, showcase testimonials, and crucially, demonstrate the interface.
You're walking them through it.
Yes. You are moving them from vague curiosity to absolute confidence before you ever ask for the download.
What I found most valuable in the source material wasn't just the structure of the funnel, but how it functions as a diagnostic tool for the founder.
Oh, this completely shifts the paradigm for non-technical founders.
Totally.
Without a funnel, if your app launches to crickets, you have zero visibility into why. You just throw your hands up and assume the core idea was terrible.
Back to the AI sandbox.
Right. But a funnel gives you telemetry. It isolates the bottleneck.
I love this concept. So if people are clicking your Facebook ad, but they are bouncing off your landing page without joining the wait list?
Then the app isn't the problem.
Exactly. The narrative on your page is the problem.
And if they are clicking through the landing page, visiting the App Store, but failing to actually download it, that tells you there is a trust issue at the very final hurdle.
Interesting. So maybe your screenshots are bad.
Maybe the screenshots are confusing or your reviews are lacking. The funnel protects you from abandoning a brilliant app just because of a bad screenshot.
A diagnostic funnel is just an incredible engine. But, you know, any engine needs fuel. If the funnel converts perfectly, you still have to pour people into the top of
They
it.
still need traffic.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Because of vibe coding, we are seeing founders invent highly specific, completely bespoke solutions that simply didn't exist a month ago.
Yep.
Which creates a really unique marketing problem. The market might not even have a category for your app yet.
Category creation is the hidden boss battle of the AI era.
Boss battle, I like that.
It's true. If you build a standard to-do list app, people are already searching for that. But if you vibe code a highly specific predictive workflow tool for, say, freelance graphic designers,
No one is Googling that.
search intent does not exist. You can't rely on SEO because your target audience doesn't know they're allowed to want this yet. They don't know it's an option.
So you have to intercept them. You have to educate the market before you can sell to it.
Exactly.
The source lays out some phenomenal examples of how content bridges this exact gap. Let's look at the local restaurant that vibe codes a new loyalty app.
Okay, so if the restaurant posts on Instagram, hey, download our new app, it falls completely flat.
Right, it's just asking for a favor.
Exactly. Instead, the strategy is to create content that highlights the invisible problem. Talk about how much money regular diners are leaving on the table. Talk about the exclusive perks they're missing out on.
Make them feel the pain of not having it.
Exactly.
The franchise owner building an internal training app is another great one. Don't send out a boring memo saying use the new platform. Create content, maybe short internal videos or newsletters, explaining how better training eliminates the chaos of a busy shift.
Show them how it helps employees feel supported and protects the customer experience.
Right. Or the consultant who builds a custom client portal. Their content shouldn't feature screenshots of the portal's code.
God, no.
It should be a deep dive into the nightmare of scattered email threads, lost attachments, and wasted billable hours.
Let me ask you this. If we connect this to the bigger picture, what is the underlying psychological mechanism making this content actually work?
It is the psychology of validation.
Validation. Empathy is the ultimate trust-building mechanism. People need to feel completely, deeply understood about their specific problem before they are willing to listen to your solution.
That makes so much sense.
If your content, whether it's TikToks, Reels, or a deeply researched blog post, if it can articulate the customer's pain point better than they can articulate it themselves, they will subconsciously assume you also hold the cure.
Wow.
You aren't just selling software, you are proving that you understand their reality.
Okay, so they watch the content, they feel immensely validated, they enter your highly optimized diagnostic funnel, they hit the App Store, click the button, and the app downloads. We won. Ring the bell. The marketing worked.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you haven't won anything yet. You have just stepped up to the starting line.
This is the part of the source material that genuinely made my jaw drop.
This raises an important question that most founders just completely ignore. What happens on day 2?
Right.
The source points to a devastating reality check from a recent Business of Apps report. More than 90% of users abandon an app before the 30-day mark.
90%. That is wild. You spend all this time vibe coding, you engineer this beautiful psychological funnel, you get it through the door, and 9 out of 10 people just walk right out the back door within a month.
Yep.
That is a massive, sheer cliff.
The 30-day cliff. And it is where founders experience the most emotional whiplash. They see the download spike and think the market has validated their genius.
But it hasn't.
No. A download is not validation, it is merely a trial run. Growth isn't an acquisition game, it is a retention game.
The text introduces a framework called the 4 yeses to combat this, and it really completely reframes how you look at the user journey. Let's break down the mechanics of this because it's not just about getting them to open the app once.
Right. So the first yes is the download itself. It is pure curiosity. Sure, I'll take a look.
Right. And the second yes is the major behavioral hurdle, opening it a second time.
That's a huge one.
They poked around, closed it, and at some point later, actively decided it was worth returning to. Then the third yes is regular usage, where it actually integrates into their workflow or their life.
Exactly.
And the fourth yes is the holy grail. They pay for a premium tier, they recommend it to a colleague, or it just becomes an undeniable daily habit.
The critical insight here is that getting a user from yes 2 to yes 3 requires marketing to continue inside the app.
Inside the app.
Yes. Your marketing department doesn't stop at the App Store listing. Marketing becomes your UI, your UX, and your communication strategy.
I see so many tools fail right at that transition. You download it, open it, and you're just staring at a dashboard with 20 different toggles and blank data fields.
Oh, it's the worst.
It feels like homework.
Which is exactly why the text emphasizes clear onboarding. For a vibe-coded app, the absolute worst thing you can do is drop a new user into a sandbox and expect them to figure out your logic.
They won't?
Never. You have to engineer a quick win within the first 60 seconds.
Okay, give me an example.
If it's a loyalty app, grant them a bonus point immediately just for setting up their profile. If it's a consultant portal, have a pre-loaded template waiting for them so they see exactly how clean their workflow could be.
You have to deliver the dopamine hit of the promised outcome instantly.
Instantly. And then you maintain that momentum. You use push notifications, but strategically. Not just to say, hey, come back to the app, but to remind them of actual value.
Like, hey, you are one coffee away from a free pastry.
Exactly. You use email reminders, you build community engagement, you have to continually sell them on the value of the software, even after it is already sitting on their phone.
And the flip side of that is paying attention to the ones who don't stay, listening to the silent feedback. If a large cohort churns out on day 3, well, why?
Right, you have to ask why.
Did the AI generate a convoluted menu?
Mm.
Are your push notifications too aggressive? Retention is a living, breathing marketing channel.
It forces founders to realize that a launched app is never a finished app.
Okay, if you are listening to this right now, I imagine your wheels are turning. You understand the vulnerability of the public market, you see why positioning beats promotion, and you know how to architect the funnel to avoid that 30-day cliff.
But we need to get practical.
Exactly. We need to bring this down to brass tacks. The source material lays out some incredibly pragmatic FAQs that founders always hit when staring down a launch. Let's just dive right into those practicalities.
Let's do it. The execution details are where the strategy either survives or completely shatters.
First up is budget and scope. The beauty of vibe coding is that it is virtually free to build.
Right.
Does that mean I need a massive national ad budget to get it off the ground, even if I just built a niche app for my local bakery?
No, not at all. The source is very clear on this. You must match your marketing scope to your business model.
Makes sense.
A local restaurant does not need a sprawling digital campaign. They need a lean, highly targeted local launch. We are talking geofenced social media ads, physical in-store signage, and just leveraging the existing customer email list.
Keep it low.
Right. But if you vibe coded a revolutionary workflow tool designed for accounting firms nationwide,
Totally different game.
completely different. Your initial launch might be niche, maybe targeting a few specific LinkedIn groups, but your roadmap must include a national strategy and a broader media budget. You scale the budget as you scale the geographic relevance.
Next is the timeline. There is this pervasive myth in tech that a launch is a single adrenaline-fueled day. You know, you hit publish on Friday, it goes viral over the weekend, and by Monday, you're fielding acquisition offers.
It is a dangerous, dangerous myth.
It really is.
A launch is not an event. It is a multi-month campaign.
Right.
The source braced this down into phases. Phase 1 happens long before the app is live. It's building awareness, validating the pain point with content, and capturing emails for a waitlist.
So you have an audience waiting.
Exactly. Phase 2 is the actual release, activating that waitlist to drive initial downloads. And Phase 3 lasts indefinitely. This is the retention phase, analyzing the diagnostic data from your funnel, optimizing the onboarding, and chasing those 4 yeses.
If you treat launch as a one-day event, you will burn out by day 3.
You absolutely will.
Which brings us to the final and perhaps most frustrating practical hurdle, the review catch-22.
Oh, this is a tough one.
We all know that social proof is the currency of the App Store, but when you launch on day 1, you have 0 reviews.
0.
Can you realistically run ads to an app that looks like a ghost town? Because nobody wants to be the very first person to eat at an empty restaurant.
It is an incredibly tough position, but yes, you can. You just have to fundamentally change your ad strategy.
How so?
Since you cannot rely on social proof, you don't have the 5-star reviews to build immediate trust, you must over-index on education.
You substitute the lack of reviews with overwhelming clarity.
Exactly. You offer free trials, so the risk is basically 0. You run in-depth demo videos in your ads so they can see the mechanics working perfectly.
Show, don't tell.
Right. You leverage the waitlist you built during Phase 1 to generate those crucial first downloads. And once you get that initial cohort of loyal users, your number one priority as a founder isn't just getting them to use it, it is migrating those happy users into 5-star reviews.
You need those stars.
Those early reviews are the fuel required to run the next wider wave of advertising.
So what does this all mean? Let's synthesize this deep dive. The paradigm has undeniably shifted. Vibe coding has democratized the creation of technology, turning plain speech into complex software.
It's amazing.
Everyone listening to this right now has the potential to be a developer. But what this source material proves is that an app does not grow simply because it exists in the world.
No, it doesn't.
It grows because of meticulous, outcome-driven positioning. It grows through deliberately engineered launch funnels that build trust step by step. It grows through market education and a relentless, obsessive focus on user retention.
It really is the ultimate balancing act of the modern era. Artificial intelligence can do the heavy lifting of writing the syntax and building the architecture. But marketing remains a profoundly human endeavor.
Very human.
It is the skill of empathy, of understanding pain points, and making people actually care about the solution.
And that leaves me with a thought I just can't shake, something for you to chew on after we sign off. If vibe coding means that creating software is now virtually instantaneous and essentially free, will the act of building the product eventually become completely commoditized?
That's the big question.
Are we entering a world where human psychology, storytelling, and marketing are the only valuable business skills left? Think about it. When everyone on Earth can build absolutely anything just by talking to a computer, the only thing that matters is who can sell it. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the real mechanics of launching AI apps. Keep questioning the world around you, and we will see you next time.